Hi guys, Rinji here. Once again bringing you the worst out of the VTuber community. And I'll have to say, certain people on Twitter, certain people on social media in general, probably have their own subgenres of drama now. Their own subgenres of VTuber drama, to be very exact about that. And Kevin, the very popular artist and rigger, doing a lot of rigs for people like Ironmouse or as well as other VShoujos, gets into one of those almost every single time he tweets something because people don't like the way he does stuff and what he does with the characters, and sometimes even the way he produces his models, the way he rigs them. But, you know, it's neither here and there because these are issues between the clients and himself, not something other people have to get involved with. Especially since Kevin, for many months now, has been explaining how he works and how he contacts his clients about specific things, not to mention how his rigging processes work. But that's never enough for some people. And some people decide to involve the talents he makes models for, he rigs for as well. In one such case, a certain VTuber by the name of Echo the Goddess, also a celestial Kitsune goddess, whatever that's supposed to mean in this case, didn't really like that Ironmouse decided to go back to Kevin after his quote-unquote multiple controversies over the last few months, and said the following: "No hate to Mouse, but it's the fact that she went back to him after all that happens, and how her model was clipping and also most likely had other stuff wrong with it." So this whole thing kinda blew up because certain VTubers really don't know how to mind their own business, and, you know, without keeping their opinions to themselves, they decide to transmit that all over social media. And then they get really bothered when other people interact with their comments, because they think, apparently, that they're talking to the void and not on a platform where millions of people can see you if they find you. And if you're gonna quote retweet someone as popular as Kevin, that's just what you're going to get. And let's see how this situation evolved, because it's really something. It's something to behold. The only thing I could think was maybe this model was combed before that stuff happened. He has a pretty long waitlist, so it's not unfathomable. And then she replies with, "Even so, I would ask him not to do my stuff anymore, because every model should be unique in its own way, not use already pre-made stuff and not say anything. Like the stuff he does, I've seen so many people do it, so I would not be lost if she found someone better." True, I don't know, people are weird. The more I look at his rigs, the less actual fluidity I see too, which sucks. Super bouncy, but the individual motions are still stiff. I don't know how many VTuber rigs you have seen over the years, but I have seen many, and Kevin's are one of the most fluid and one of the most smooth ones I've seen going around. So you either have incredibly high standards, or you may be just blind to what other VTuber riggers are doing. But the stuff with the pre-made stuff, with the templates, the people always talk about the templates nowadays. It's one of the talking points against Kevin, as if that's, you know, a slight against him, that he uses templates to make his work faster so he can get more jobs. No one ever said that every single VTuber has to have a unique rigging done to them. There's no hidden rule to rigging when it comes to something like that. And I'm quite sure there are other riggers that do it as well. So people using that point against them is just, at this point, being petty. And they just want to say whatever they want to say in order to make Kevin look as bad as possible. But this continued and just kept getting worse. I'm out of the loop. What has happened? So Kevin has been on people's radar for using a 16 girl from an anime to promote his not safe for work toggles and assets and more stuff, but this time it was revealed that he used the same template for some models, that some still had other models name attached to some files, and with mouse people saw that one of the models she commissioned him to do was so bad that some parts were missing, and when it came to the clothes connecting together, it purposely made her boobs bigger without her knowledge or say so. You know, capitalization is your friend. You can tell one sentence from the other with that. And your train of thought is easier to follow if you do that. Just because you put one comma in there and one full stop doesn't necessarily mean your post is going to be fully readable. But yeah, this is the other problem with Kevin, that he uses Marion Kitagawa for My Dress Up Darling for a lot of his rigging and asset showcases. And a lot of them are lewd, you know, the same show, the same series that has themes, that has character arcs that involved sexuality, especially in Marion's case, and how she deals with it, how she wants to be comfortable doing what she loves. But yeah, these people have a problem with it. You call those a very popular term nowadays, an anime tourist. But let's continue. Oh, now hear me out. All the controversy around Kevin and giant cancel culture, nothing burgers, and Ironmouse and VTuber are smart enough to know that. And then she replies, or it's my opinion. If you don't like it, why give it so much attention? You posted all of this on social media, honey. it again, when you post something on a platform that has millions of viewers browsing it every single day, you should be expecting some kind of attention, unless your account is super small. But then again, you did the very intelligent thing of quote retweeting a popular artist in order to shit on him. So yeah, you can't have that excuse that it's your own opinion and everyone else but you should mind their own business. Let's continue. But you're also attempting to speak on behalf of Ironmouse and V Shoujo entities, that fully capable of speaking for themselves. No, I am not. Where in the world you see that? You must have some good glasses, because the only thing I talked about is Kevin and how the situation was bad and how people saw that the clipping, her model and more. I don't know why she went back to Kevin after all that shit. Quoting. Maybe because she likes the model and is smart enough to know all the BS about Kevin is a fat nothing burger. Again, that doesn't have nothing to do with me. But why did you quote retweet it? Why put your opinion out there as if this has nothing to do with you? Like I stated, I don't care about that part because again, that ain't my concern. And saying if she's smart enough is kind of odd, considering this Kevin using the same template for almost every model without telling them at first before he got heat. So your logic on that is somewhat flawed, considering that again, he wasn't telling his clients at first. Yeah, but that's between his clients and him. Again, not your business. And if his clients, his actual clients, which I haven't seen many of them complain for that matter, if they had trouble with it, I'm sure they would have brought it up to him privately and personally. You don't need third parties such as yourself to handle business with it between them. Get real. Let's continue. It's called working smarter, not harder. Why make a brand new model from the ground up when you can use a template? Maybe Kevin assumed his was common knowledge, or that other riggers work like this, and I'm quite sure there are other among the thousands upon thousands of riggers out there that have a similar workflow in order to make their work faster. And it doesn't mean they're lazy. It just means they value their business and how fast they can get things done for themselves as well as for their clients. Just because someone uses a template doesn't mean that particular template is of some kind of bad quality. Even if said people say that there are clipping issues with some of the Kevin models. But again, these are all things that Kevin and his clients should settle between themselves if one of the parties is unhappy with the arrangement. Let's continue. I'm going to say this now, since some of y'all got your feathers in a bunch. I don't care if it was made prior or whatever. That ain't my problem. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, why give me the attention you're saying I'm asking for? And finally, womp womp. This is, by the way, this is a almost 30-year old woman saying that sort of stuff. Why am I bringing up the age? Because I expect people of a certain age to act more mature, wiser. But then again, I'm on social media talking about the things I talk about. That is full of grown adults acting like children. So I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that sort of stuff. But let's continue. As you know, people are gonna be talking to themselves because Echo won't be replying to every single one of them. No siree. I got people in tussle about this. Lols. Not seriously, y'all can argue with your mama or the wall. I said what I said. If you don't like my opinion, maybe you should be doing something more productive with your life. Yes, like replying to every single person after telling them they should talk to their mama or talk to a wall. Let's continue. To BF. A model takes a whole while to make, so it's most likely been in production a while. I don't know if she will have models with her in the future. She hope not, mostly because I don't like his rigs that much. I think she deserves better. This, like, I think a smart business move should have went in a different rigger altogether. But of course, I know models take forever. I just wish she would have told him not to post it and keep it on the hush until she found someone who can do the exact same stuff. Sister, you have no idea about Mouse's relationship with Kevin. You're assuming a whole lot of things like she's embarrassed to have him as her rigger. Seriously, get real. Let's move on. And again, I'm going to say this for the people in the back and front. I don't hate Mouse. I actually admire her because she reminds me of my mom. Has a chronic illness and disabilities, but still took care of me with one working hand and all. Just like how my mom worked her ads off sick and all. Mouse is doing the same, so if you think I hate her when you don't know a damn about me. You can argue with yourselves, peace and love. And then she continued to argue with people. Nice, so what's the issue? Why should we care about him using a cartoon character to promote his stuff? Homegirl is 16. Practically his assets is not safe forward. Put two and two together, yes. I put two and two together and it turned out the cartoons aren't real people. And none of that really matters. It was just marrying Ethel Kitagawa, by the way. A character that's already sexualized in her own show, lol. No need to bring that up and make it seem way worse than what it actually is. So you're saying it's okay to sexualize a child and she's already specialized in her own show? Gotcha, yeah, she's specialized in getting sexualized in her own show. Because that's one of the themes, not only for fan service, but also, as I was saying beforehand, character arc. If you don't like it, don't watch it. No one's forcing you, and no one's, except these people, is making all of these moralistic statements about what you can do with a cartoon character or not. Marrying sexuality literally plays a huge role in the anime she's from to begin with, which you obviously never seen before, lol, so being that this pissy over an already sexualized character being sexualized is just silly and such as non-issue. That still doesn't make it right, so you justify it, make you look like a PDF file. They can talk about that without sexualizing her. Just say you like the fact that you like that S, so you can be honest with yourself. Yeah, because, you know, not getting people upset also involves calling them PDF files online. You're really making a very good point for yourself about all others having talked to a wall or to their mothers as you continue to state inflammatory things about people you don't know anything about. Let's move on. Did it ever occur to you that maybe, just maybe, she likes his work and still wants to work with him? Have it ever occurred to you that it's just an opinion? You don't need to put your 2 cents in it if you don't care? Again, rules for D, but not for me. She's more than welcome to state her opinions about things she's not involved with, but anyone else, no. They're forbidden to do that. Like, that ain't my problem that he likes him. But I do have a right as someone who likes her content saying something about my favorite in a respectful and understanding manner. Yes, the respectful and understanding matter is questioning your Oshi's choices in rigging model in riggers and in artists, because that's very respectful, especially since you have something against this particular rigger while she may not. That's very respectful and very understanding of Ironmouse's plate. Let's continue. They're in fact cartoon characters in the show, and they deserve to be sexual in every way. It does matter because they are fiction, just like it's okay to sexualize Coconut from Nekopara, which is, by the way, a 1-year-old cat. But then Echo replies with this. That makes it worse that she's one, so here is a block. Wish you no happiness in life for trying to justify that. What, a cartoon character, cat girl being one? Is that the problem? Again, I wish for adults like this to get a clue at some point, because this is what people call terminally online, and I know I use that term frequently, but this is just a very good example of it. Let's continue, because, again, Echo just really likes to argue. He asked why she went back to him. She never expressed any complaints about the mollusk, so why wouldn't she? But again, that was a rhetorical question. And that still doesn't explain why in the end, after what happened in prior, but that doesn't matter, nor my business, as stated in the comments. I reiterate, if it's none of your business, why post it to so many people on social media so they interact with it? Social media, Twitter isn't your diary to ask rhetorical questions. It's for people to exchange messages with one another, exchange ideas, and inform one another about various things they encountered throughout the day. I do not get it, but again, considering the mentality of Echo there, it's kind of par for the course at this point. Let's move on. So I'm going to say this once, just because the character is 16 in the show, it's not a pass to sexualize her at all. You'll sweep anything under the rug because it's fictional, but in reality this S happens a lot, so stop that. That's gross. Yes, because these people can probably differentiate fiction from reality, and they know what's a problem and what isn't. That's why you get many people that watch cartoons get very upset when actual predators get revealed in the VTuber community that do prey on actual minors. Why do you think these people are upset then, but they aren't upset over cartoon characters? Because, again, they can tell the difference. They know what's real and they know what's a problem. So, have some priorities, please. Moving on. Oh, yes. PDF files calling themselves out in this tweet. For sure! I have no idea what's going on. Thumbs up emoji. These people mad. I got an opinion. Yeah, the opinion is calling people predators online. I like it when they say that. Oh, I just called you a child sex predator. But that's just my opinion, homie. Why are you so upset? It's just social media banter. Let's move on. I don't know, mate. Him especially doing the liquid trick. After all, Kevin's S is kicking itself. Kevin as a person is a gaping butthole, but as a product, he'll get used to help CCs get ahead of the game regardless. Business move talk all we want, but it works either way. He won't be the only one to do that, so that only one wouldn't matter when riggers can literally do the exact same thing without using a template or some sort of some sort. Rather than trying or attempting to say he's a good guy, I would rather focus on the PDF file, thinking he can use a 16-year-old character to advertise his not safe for work assets, only because they do it in the show instead of my pointless A opinion. Yeah, for someone that has a pointless A opinion, sure value yours a lot, especially with the priorities of focusing on the people that don't think 16-year-old character in an anime getting sexualized is a problem. Moving on. Don't attempt to start drama challenge. Small VTuber edition. Impossible. If opinion is starting drama, then the world as we know it is effed. When that opinion comes completely unprompted and involves other people's drama, then it absolutely reads as trying to start more S. If I want to start S, I can say boo, mouse ain't shit. But the kicker is I'm not and never will. I can not help the fact that people reading comprehension skills are lacking. In certain areas, then I'm imagining drama is not my concern. Honey, the only thing I have reading comprehension issues is with is one, I'm dyslexic, and two, you type with very little cohesion to your sentences. So yeah, that is a problem. So I wouldn't be blaming other people's reading comprehension skills on anything here. But then the conversation continued. Is that why you're picking fights with everyone who has a mildly different opinion that you're in the replies? Because you're totally not trying to start anything for attention? If I want to fight someone, I'll fight someone who has a common sense to know that I wasn't saying anything mean on her behalf or anything else. But I'm not going to fight people who can treat or like to make up lies to fit their narrative. Yeah, gaslight people now that they're wrong. They're the ones that are crazy, not you for not minding your own business. Not saying anything mean. I don't know, calling out the model as having a bunch of issues, then saying it was probably more of a mess under the scene seems pretty mean. Plus, passive aggressively bringing up how she's still working with despite the drama seems pretty blatant. What's funny? I wasn't talking about that model at all. I was talking about the whole different model that he did, and people pointed out mistakes in that one. Do some research. It's good for you before assuming. Okay, so when you said mouse, but it's the fact that she went back to him after all that shit that happens and how her model, were you not referring to mouse and her model? Because if you meant someone else, then you might need some English lessons. Damn, you need some glasses too. I clearly just said I wasn't talking about that model, but the other one he made for her months ago. Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. Yeah, dude, that's still talking about mouses and her model. You're literally saying, no, I'm not talking about mouse and her model. I'm talking about mouse and her model. The old model is still her model. She switches between them like gloves. If you don't know Ironmouse's content, just because one of her models is older than the others doesn't mean anything. She has so many. She has a whole wardrobe of them. Homie, you clearly cannot see that I wasn't talking S about that model, but I was talking about one that even people said was clipping. And he also made her breast bigger, like without her permission. So again, I'm sorry your reading skills are off today. Hope you can get that sorted. Oh, very pissy and uppity about getting called out for things she did. I love these people with that never feel that they're wrong, and it's the other people that are constantly in the wrong and are trying, to start stuff. Not her. It's everybody else. I'm more forgiving than I should, and his rigs look amazing when he actually applies himself. But the fact he uses Miran model for SAS asset is not something I want to associate with. I hope he learns from what's happening and makes better choices in the future. The better choices he makes is pissing you off constantly because it gets him attention at this point, and he understands that very well. Because you people cannot simply go away. This! And on top of that, giving him the okay to do all that because the show sexualized her isn't okay either. That's why the show gets a lot of shit anyway because of that. They don't have to sexualize someone to get their point across in the show. Yeah, one of the more popular series out there is getting a lot of flack from terminally online people. How will the series and the outer ever survive your Twitter outrage? I don't know. They better bunker up because it's gonna get very hot outside very soon. Self-awareness, non-existent. Let's continue. There's a tweet from her that says she loves Kevin's rigs. I understand your opinion, but I think we should respect Mouse's decision. If she's happy with his rigs, we should be happy for her. I'm respecting her decision by not telling her not to go back to him. An opinion is the least of her worries if she enjoys her rigs. End of story. And this begs the question: why did she even decide to say anything in the first place? Oh wait, you really wanted the attention. And then when you got the attention, you said you didn't want the attention. It was just your opinion. It's just banter, homie. What do you know? And lastly, not to defend her or anything because I agree with you, but she probably already had this in production back then with how many outfits she debuts. I really like this assumption about what Mouse has been doing and the fact that they think Kevin's controversies, quote unquote, are somehow reaching Ironmouse and she's disgusted with him. And, you know, all the rigs have been in the pipeline for so many months now that, you know, Mouse is just about to drop Kevin. And this is the last time they're gonna work with each other because Kevin is such a evil person that sexualizes cartoon characters every single time. And that his models are low quality and his rigging has templates to it. Oh, the freaking humanity. And then Echo replies, again, that has nothing to do with me. I'm just stating my opinion. Like I've stated under this, so again, it ain't my business. I'm just on the sidelines giving my opinion like everyone else would and still do. Yes, the sidelines of quote retweeting an artist in order to poo-poo him. That's a sideline approach. A real tactician move, you could even say. And finally, this person sums it up very aptly, I would say. Stating an opinion, well, ignore all the possibilities of what could have happened. You're 29-year-old. And F, acting like a minor on your replies. This is why the VTube community is full of immature adults. And with that, that would be everything. And I hope to see you on the next one. Because, goddamn, there's always a next one.